Hello boys, welcome back to another session of video tutorials, and this is for class 12th students, biology students, and this is meant for 28th September 2020. As you are aware, we are going with the second round and we are doing here revision notes. So today we are doing revision notes for chapter number 4, reproductive health. According to World Health Organization, reproductive health means total well-being in all aspects of reproduction. So physically we must be fit, as you are all, emotionally well balanced, good behavior like science school boys, and of course socially acceptable. You must be accepted by the society as a good person. So if we satisfy all these 4 conditions, then we are healthy person according to World Health Organization. So what are those conditions? You must be physically fit. So keep fit. I hope you are all running or walking and doing all your exercises, and I am sure you will be posting a lot of photos wherein you are running in your own hometown, and you will be part of that Fit India moment. And 2nd October is the last date before you post all that. I hope with all your photos you will be uploading to your class teacher. So physically fit, always you must be physically fit, and of course emotionally balanced. Because of COVID-19 we are all under a lot of stress, so don't be under stress, be happy, and always have the EQ, emotional quotient. And behavior wise, whatever may be our position, behavior should be good. And once these 3 are there, I think society has no problems in accepting us. So socially acceptable. So reproductive health, what are the problems and what strategies we should make? So India was among us the first countries in the world to initiate to the program family planning. Like all of you know, we have to Navibru Namgibru, okay, initiated in 1951. Reproductive health in a society forms a crucial part of general health. Improved programs covering wider reproduction related areas are currently in operation under the popular name RCH. Reproductive, R stands for reproductive, and C for child, H for healthcare. So RCH program. Health and education of young people and marriage and childbearing during more mature stages of life are important attributes to reproductive health of the society. As you may be aware that in olden days, maybe if you ask your grandmother what was the age she got married, she would be telling you below 10 years. Even before she was biologically matured, I am sure your grandmother must have got married. So that was the age wherein we have improved, and the government of India has made a lot of legal rules wherein one should cross particular age, then only she or he can get married. And then childbearing, in your own hometown you must have observed a couple producing cricket teams with extra players, umpires, third umpire and whatnot. Okay, and now from those days we have come to wherein it was we are two, we have two. Now we have come to we are two, we have the best one. So these are the things that we need to remember, and that's how we are having slowly moving on to healthy society. And measures, what are the measures that government has been taking? Through the help of audio, visual and print media. Of course, you are seeing a lot of advertisements about reproductive health in TV, All India Radio, Twitters, Facebook, WhatsApp. So many government is sending messages to people. And of course, Prime Minister himself talks often in Mann Ki Baat radio programs about this. Even family members, close relations are involved in the awareness. And sex education was introduced in schools to provide awareness. As you know, previously sometime back, talking of sex openly in a class was considered to be a sin, but those sins are no more. Now you all know, being elderly, matured persons, what is good for you and what is bad. So now openly we discuss so that none of us will land in troubles. Proper information about reproductive organs. Many of you will not be knowing about it as a science student, and of course lot of issues will be there during your adolescence. I'm sure there were so many things which you could not tell but wanted to tell, and of course related changes. I remember still many of you come to me personally and ask me, sir, why I am getting so many pimples on my face. Okay, and safe and hygienic sexual practices, and of course in the event of STDs, sexually transmitted disease, particularly AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So it is all the more important that the reproductive health should be a top priority when seeing the existence of STDs and particularly the AIDS. And of course, one of the things that was getting bad name across the world was the Femalefeticide. The birth of girl child was not encouraged in most parts of our country at one time. The moment parents come to know that the baby which is going to take birth is a girl, there were illegal abortions taking place. Now those things are stopped. It's good that. And today, all of you know, it's International Daughters Day. So welcome to the daughters, and I'm sure you must all be loving your sisters, and of course your mother also once a sister, so was a daughter. So happy Daughters Day to all your mummies and sisters. And going ahead, we have got a test called amniocentesis. What is this? It's a technique used to find out chromosomal abnormalities in developing embryo by using amniotic fluid. So around the embryo there is a fluid called amniotic fluid in the uterus. So what the doctors will do is just insert a syringe and suck a bit of amniotic fluid, observe under high resolution microscope. We can see the structure of chromosomes. If there are any abnormalities, the other day we were talking about chromosome number 6. Many of you are asking me in a WhatsApp group, sir, how is that it is possible? Chromosome number 6 will not be there. So the person will not feel hunger, will not feel pain. How is it possible? I said it's all due to chromosomal abnormalities, chromosomal aberrations we said. So during meiosis, all these aberrations unfortunately will take place in some people. So once the abnormality take place and a syndrome, abnormal child takes birth, it will be very, very cursing for the parents as well as the child. To avoid that, we being biology students use this amniocentesis test, and we'll come to know if there is any abnormality. So the doctor can suggest suitable remedies for that. And then it is also, unfortunately, when lawbreaker is more intelligent than lawmaker, they say. So the law makes that amniocentesis is meant for checking chromosomal abnormalities and to ensure that healthy baby gives birth or takes birth. But what happened? Due to some persons, this test, which is positive side of it, now people started using negative side of it. What is that? This is misused to check fetal sex. We can come to know through this amniotic fluid whether the growing baby is a male or female. So once again parents come to know in advance that the growing baby is a female, there is a Femalefeticide, unfortunately. Of course, for this also there is a strict law wherein even the gynecologist or the reproductive health expert license will be cancelled once government comes to know. So it is misused to check fetal sex based on the chromosomal pattern in the amniotic fluid surrounding the developing embryo. Now, population explosion and birth control. Improved quality of life of people, like I said just now, a couple having a cricket team and a couple having 1 or 2 children. whose quality of life will be better? Is it the family having one or two children, or family having 1 dozen children? So increased health facilities. Now it is far good sign that even in remote villages have got healthcare centers and better living conditions compared to what we were 50 years back. We are far better. And the explosive impact on explosion, population explosion. This is the biggest problem that we Indians are facing. Already we are 130 crores plus. So once the population explosion takes place, what happens? There will be heavy demand on natural resources like water, food, even oxygen for that matter, and the land. So as the population explosion takes place, there will be depletion in the natural resources. So we need to keep this in our mind and have a balance between the development and the population. A rapid decline in death rate, MMR, maternal mortality rate, and IMR, infant mortality rate, along with the increase in population of reproductive age is the main reason for population explosion. Why population is becoming uncontrollable in our country? These are the rates. So number of people dying per 1,000, that is called death rate or mortality rate. Maybe sometime when I was young in my village, the death rate was highest. So people were dying even due to common ailment like fever. Now it's not the case. Even the deadly diseases like COVID can be treated. So there is decline in death rate. Maternal mortality rate declined. Infant mortality, babies dying, has come down a lot. So all this has increased. And of course, reproductive age, increase in population of reproductive age. These are all the main causes for population explosion. How to control? Steps to overcome population explosion: using various contraceptive methods, family planning control. So we can have various contraceptive methods, educating people about the demerits of large family. Now, as biology student, it is your responsibility to talk about this, to educate people in your own native place. What are the demerits? All that. Please speak to your village people in your native place. Maybe you can have a virtual meeting in the form of Zoom, or maybe in the form of Google Meets with all your relatives, and then talk about it at various platforms. Increasing the marriageable age of female and male. As I said, maybe your grandmother got married at the age of 10 or below 10. Now the age has become at least say somewhere 25 years for a female, and the males are going for it around say 28 to 30 years. And then providing incentive to parents having 1 or 2 children. Of course, there's yet to come in our case, but already Government of India has introduced one girl child norm. If there is one girl, lot of benefits are there. Benefits are being given by the central government as well as state government. But as such, if a family is having 1 or 2 children, the government may be initiating a lot of benefits. And in some countries, many incentives were given to the parents having 1 or 2 children. Now, contraceptive methods, we were talking about it. Using various contraceptive methods. What are those contraceptive methods? Family planning methods. These are used to prevent unwanted pregnancy and modifying the menstrual cycle. So we have got 2 ways. One is the avoiding the unwanted pregnancies, and second one is modification in the menstrual cycle. An ideal contraceptive should be, so this how the contraceptive should be, it should be user friendly. So the person should know how to use it, and it should be easily available in the market, and it should be effective. It's not that it is friendly and available easily but not effective, so there is no use of it. It should effectively avoid the unwanted pregnancy, and reversible. In case, let's say, both mother and father have undergone family planning operations like what we say tubectomy and vasectomy, and then after having 1 child, when the parents undergo the family planning operations, unfortunately something happens to that child, then what to do? they cannot be issueless throughout life. So there has to be a reversible one. The surgery that can be reversed and make the parents to produce or go for another issue, and no side effects. This is important because anything that is chemical, of course, will have a side effect. So it is a challenge for all of us to produce a contraceptive, maybe even if it's a chemical one or a physical one, not having side effects and no way interferes with the sexual desire and sexual act. So it should not have any impact on our thoughts, on our the hormonal productions as such. So contraceptive methods could be divided into following categories. 1. Natural or traditional methods. Second, barrier methods. Barrier means there is obstruction. IUDs, intrauterine devices. Oral contraceptive, OC we say, OC methods, oral contraceptive methods, and injectable methods using injections. Implants, will be making some implants like copper T, and of course, as I said just now, surgical methods, that is tubectomy and vasectomy. Natural methods works on the principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperm meeting. So this is, we are not using any chemical, no physical one, it is natural method. So what is that? First one under this is periodic abstinence. The couples avoid coitus, that is copulation, from day 10th to 17th of menstrual cycle, as chances of fertilization are very high. You know, in our previous chapter we talked about the menstrual cycle, and it is the 10th and 17th day where ovulation takes place. Ovum, functional ovum gets released, and during that time, if couples involved in coitus, there is a very high chance of functional ovum getting fertilized with the sperm. Hence, if the couple can avoid this 10th to 17th of menstrual cycle, the fertilization chances are very high. So during that time, if a couple can avoid, there won't be pregnancy. So it is called the fertile period. So that 10th to 17th is the fertile period. So if fertile period can be avoided, then pregnancy can be avoided. Second, withdrawal or coitus interruptus. So you must remember these words, coitus interruptus. Male partner withdraws penis from vagina just before ejaculation to avoid insemination. That is the coitus interruptus. And third, lactational amenorrhea. Absence of menstruation after parturition and due to intense milk feeding, no ovulation in this period. So as long as mother gives milk to the baby, there won't be any menstruation. That's absence of menstruation. So it is a double advantage. When the mother is giving or feeding with the milk, the baby will be very, very growing healthily and happily. And second, the menstruation will not be there. So chances of fertilization as long as mother gives milk is nil. That's lactational amenorrhea. And then in the second one, in barrier methods, ovum and sperms are prevented from physically meeting with each other. This includes, of course, use of condoms used by male, barrier made of rubber or latex sheet used to cover penis or vagina and cervix of male. It prevents also, very good one, sexually transmitted diseases. And then this is how the male condom will be there, and this is how the female one will be there, condom used for females. Second, we have got diaphragms or cervical cap or walls. So these are barriers made of rubber that is inserted into the female reproductive tract during coitus. And then spermicidal creams, jellies and foams are usually used along with these barriers to increase their contraceptive efficiency. So advantages of barrier methods, they are disposable, they can be self-inserted, they are reusable. So we will discuss in our next section further. Until then, take care.